Bye. You You know, actually, I never played Warhammer. Is it any good? Didn't dawn on me till just now. It might actually be easier if I just unmuted my microphone. Nice, appreciate it. I don't know why the level 1 guy all of a sudden there decided to be good. I never actually lose to the level 1 guy, and all of a sudden he decides, hey, you know, I'm going to be tough tonight. I think it was the first time tonight he beat me. I gotta look into what I have to do. I know there's a list of chores that Twitch wants you to get done before they let you into the partner program, so I'm working towards those. Just missed. See, that's what normally happens on the first guy, is he just kind of goes down easy. I don't know what the heck happened on the last one. I'm pretty sure I've heard of Warhammer before, but the only game similar, or I guess similar, is World of Warcraft, and I haven't played that game in like 10 years. Actually, about 12 years. I think it's been since like 2013. For whatever reason, too, as many times as I've tried this third level gives me such a hard time. Like, I've beaten the 4th level and sometimes even the 5th level in one shot. But this 3rd level, it takes me hours sometimes to get past it. And I mean, I have a stupidly aggressive strategy, but still. He got bad RNG on that one. He got a ton of early matches. Usually it takes him at least a minute before he starts matching those up. Alright, back to the monkey. That was my fault. But that one bomb just went in the worst possible spot, and like it always happens that way too. I mean, it just like it literally could not have dropped in a worse spot. That's a killer. So for this, I'm not using a capture card, I'm using the RetroArch emulator. I do have a 4K capture card that I got off of Amazon that my son uses to stream on the Switch. But this is just RetroArch because it pairs together with that Retro Achievements website. Why did I put that the wrong way? But RetroArch works really well for the emulation because it'll match the resolution. Like you can program it up to go up to that 60 frames per second and the higher refresh rate. Looks really nice on the Zelda randomizer, having 60 frames per second and the higher refresh rate. I probably could at some point just pull out another capture card because I do have the Sega Genesis just sitting on the bookshelf over there. I'm just kind of lazy and it's a lot easier just to do it on the PC. I was gonna continue with the randomizer tonight too, but I was a little tired. I got an early flight in the morning. I gotta go to New Jersey for work, and I spent a pretty good chunk of the day editing Mario video that I uploaded to YouTube earlier. So I'm like, all right, well, do something lower key tonight that once I get tired, I can just quit on it. It's no big deal. Yeah, I got, I'm still working on a video from the Mario All-Stars runs I've been doing. But I was able to put in and upload basically the entire run of Lost Levels, trying to basically just survive that game, because that game's like nearly impossible. And then I've been remixing some shorts off of it to upload. But the whole run of actually getting through World 1-1 to World 9-4 is on YouTube now. Plus the kids are in the room too, so I ended up... Yeah, I don't know how to do any of those speed runs, so for those two games. I can do speedless runs. I don't think those are quite the same. I mean, some of the multiplayer randomizers look like a ton of fun. Just gotta wait it out and get popular enough that one of the main randomizer streamers is like, hey, you suck at this game. You want to do a 2-player competition with me so I can win? Aw, oh, come on. The first guy never matches double. What the heck? I think I've seen this first, even on hardest mode. This first enemy, it's like the first time I've ever seen him get a double 4 match like that. The single ones, yeah, where he gets 2 in a row, but never 3 or 4. Yeah, we'll have to get on a couple randomizers and record that. I actually did get a Discord server set up for the channel. I just got to go in and I think add some things to it. I plan on doing that while I'm on the road this week because I'll have some time in the hotel at night. Yeah, I'll send the invite later. I think the one I sent yesterday was just the connection invite, not the one to the actual server. I think if I did it right, the Discord server link is a link to my YouTube now. So either I did it right and it's there, or I did it wrong, and that Discord just goes to my personal, like, hey, connect with me Discord, but one of them's on there. That's a good one. I tried signing up for... Oh, it is the right link? Cool. I tried signing up for Patreon to list as creator content, and like 10 seconds after I did it, they banned me for suspicious activity. I'm like... I've never had a Patreon before. How can I be banned in 10 seconds for suspicious activity? So I had to email them. I'm waiting for a response and be like, what is going on? Yeah, I gotta get the PayPal links too. That one I'm still working on. I think I went to set it up and it said I had to have like a business account or a PayPal business account, so that's another thing I gotta do while I'm on the road this week. Oh, I really need purple here. That was bad. Yeah, actually, it's I'm going to the company headquarters. Ironically enough, filming social media content for the company, some training videos for dealerships, F&I managers. Basically taking some of the materials I do in store every day during the training visits and putting it online, or at least the marketing department's going to put it online. I'm just going to be the on-camera, let's say personality. I don't want to say on-camera talent because I'm not an actor, but let's go for this one. So I'm flying in tomorrow early. I got a couple meetings with some vendors at headquarters, and then I'm going to be filming content Tuesday and Wednesday. No, they're really not notorious for that unless you're in the federal government. And even then, you gotta be in the right branch of the federal government. Government jobs have great benefits, though. My younger brother took a job with the state Kentucky government in Frankfurt, and his benefits package is like phenomenal. And he's 22. No, 23. Holy crap, that was... Yeah, that guy killed me. Yeah, there's a lot going on. The state government's easier because you get like really good insurance packages and you get good benefits, so you don't have to worry about all the nonsense. And that's the major problem with it, without getting into it too much, is that it's just constant bickering back and forth. No matter what, from either side, there's always bickering, there's always fighting. At least on the state level, you go to work, you do your job, you go home. Nobody really bothers you. That's why wherever I go for work, I stay completely out of politics. And like, sometimes depending on what coast I'm on, or even in the middle of the country, people will ask me about it, or certain questions like, oh, what's it like in New York or here or there? I'm like, yeah, I'm not here, I'm not here to talk politics. We're here to learn how to sell product at the dealership. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what it really comes down to. It's just sniping back and forth on both sides, and it's just a headache to try and keep up with it. Even like regular culture today, taking politics out of it, sometimes if you say the wrong thing, it's like bye-bye, which is why I'm particularly careful to not say anything I shouldn't say, like when I'm streaming and stuff too. It's like I'm just very cautious. If I said something stupid and my company found out, I could get into trouble. Not that I say anything stupid anyway, but like I would say, per example, yeah, well, I mean, we all do, but I mean, like anything crazy. Just as an example, like when I can avoid it or I'm aware of it, I won't even curse if I'm live streaming. Like if I'm doing a video or whatever and I can edit it out, then yeah. But when you stream to Twitch and then to YouTube, it automatically uploads. So unless I remember to go in and delete the video, and by then you never know who's seen it anyway. So I won't even curse when I'm on stream. Big curses. I say damn and crap, but yeah, that too. I use baby curses. Hell, crap. I try to avoid saying damn because it's, come on, I need a yellow. That works. Alright. Knock this one out. Oh my god. That's the second time he's gotten like the double 4 bonus there. That's my fault. I said that should have done it and I knocked him out and then bam, he came back and beat me. Yeah, see, that's crazy. When I worked in the dealership, it was like that. I didn't work 2 jobs, but I would go in. I had to be there at like 8:30 in the morning. And we didn't close until 8 o'clock at night. And then even then, if there's a customer there and they want to buy a car, you're not leaving. You know, it's a sales environment. So there's days I'm working to like from 8 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, 5-6 days a week. And it's crazy. That's kind of like what inspired me to look at doing this. It's not that I have hours like that anymore working for this company, because I don't. But it, being a one-income household, I'm like, what are some fun, creative ways I might be able to explore eventually? Jesus, with those bombs. Eventually, expanding on income, and I'm like, well, I play these games at night, and I have the golf simulator launch monitor bay in my garage that I use at night, so I'm like, heck, let's try streaming it. Maybe 2-3 years from now, you make a little bit of money on the side, and no, I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to look that up. Is that in Louisville? It's off Outer Loop. That's kind of like down where Best Buy is, and there's a game exchange down there too. Yeah, I'd like to check it out. I can't pronounce Louisville the way you guys do out here either. I can't get used to the way people say it here. It just... Oh man, I did it again. Yeah, see, you know, I mean, you came from Florida. Nah, you're good. I made a wrong move. Where in Florida was it? By the way, I think I forgot to ask. 'Cause I go to Jacksonville a lot. And I was in Orlando a couple weeks ago, earlier in March. I used to live in Brandon for a bit. I don't think I've ever been to Pensacola, unless I just don't remember the name of the city well enough, but I lived in Brandon for a few months. I actually loved it there, but it was just me and my son at the time, and the support system I had lined up to help me out down there flaked out on me, and I ended up having to move back north, be closer to my parents for help. Which, I mean, in the end, it worked out anyway, because right after that is when I met my wife, and we moved to Saratoga, New York, and then eventually out here. Yeah, I was actually just thinking the same thing, and the opposite is I must have done something wrong in Florida that they punished me with having to meet my wife. And, but that's only because she's listening right now, and she can punch me for saying it. I knew that was going to happen. Always drops it in the worst possible spot. Every time, like, these computers get so lucky. I could do a 4-spot bomb on the computer and somehow it would work its way out of it because the bombs would miss everything. But for me, it gets 1 and it goes right into where I don't need it. Yeah, the 4K one I got for my son for the Switch is, it was like $30 on Amazon, and it's 4K, so I mean, it does a pretty good job. Especially considering the Switch can't go, Switch can't go up to 4K anyway. You send me the YouTube information so that I can subscribe from the channel I started. Chrono Trigger is such an awesome game. I don't know what MTG is, but I know what World of Warcraft and RuneScape are. Oh, okay, yeah, I know the card game, yep. I never actually got into Magic the Gathering, but I never really got into card games. I used to collect Pokemon cards as a kid for a little while. And then I think I had the World of Warcraft trading cards for a while, but that was more something that I was doing when I was hanging out with my sister's ex-husband. Wasn't her ex at the time. It's not like it was... I wasn't hanging out with her ex or anything. They were married at the time. But... I never had any, like, super valuable cards or anything. I need a red. Oh, again, right in the exact wrong spot that... Alright, that's a 2, 3... Yet the... Jeez, $200 to $800? Wow. I think they say golf's a rich man's game too because of how expensive it is, but that's kind of why I put that launch monitor bay in my garage, because A, with the kids, it's really hard to sneak away for a few hours and play golf. And B, now it only costs me the electricity to run the simulator, so if I play, let's say 100 rounds a year on my simulator, it's more than paid for itself by not going to the course. Yeah, if you want to see some, like, really bad golf, check out the live stream videos I put up of the GS Pro. And the hard thing about golf, too, even if you get a teacher to teach you how to swing, it's like everybody ends up doing, like, their own little variation on the swing. And it's just so hard to time, especially if you didn't start as a kid. If you start as an adult, it's like stupid difficult. I kind of wish it didn't have such a steep learning curve too, because it does prevent a lot of people from getting into it when they're older. Need a green here. Oh, there we go. That was just in time. I think we might finally make it past stage 3 again. Yep, there we go. But yeah, golf, I mean, the best thing to do to start out with golf is to just get like a beginner set. The cheapest clubs you can find, just go to the driving range and just, even if you watch a YouTube video on like the basic proper swing mechanics, and just hit ball after ball after ball, because it's unfortunately the only way to get better is literally just to torture yourself by hitting constantly. And then the other piece of completely unsolicited golf advice I can offer is if you can avoid it, even if somebody asks, do not play on a course at all for your first few months. Like, just don't even bother, because it can be so frustrating to feel like you're doing everything right and hitting really well and you're having good driving range sessions, and then all of a sudden you go out on the course and you can't hit the ball straight, it goes in the woods, it's in the water, it's like, it's ridiculous. And I've seen a few people I used to go to school with actually quit playing golf because of that. Especially because, like, you hit a ball in the driving range and it looks like it's beautiful, it's perfectly straight, or what looks to be straight, there's no curves, but it goes a little left, a little right, it's like whatever. And then you're on like this super thin spread of fairway off the tee, and then you're a little off, all of a sudden you're getting like triple bogey on a hole. It happens to me all the time. It's like, God dang it. So, like, my son got upset with me because when he first wanted to play, and he doesn't really play a lot, he just kind of wanted to come with me and I think drive the cart. I told him the same thing. He could come with me, but he wasn't allowed to play on a course with me until he'd been hitting balls at the driving range for a year. Because I knew what was going to happen. Okay, this is not good. I need some good. Yellow's good. Oh man, I had him right there. That stupid thing didn't drop right in that spot. Right, here's a 3 for her. Woohoo! Alright, new personal best. We made it to stage 6. There's the achievement for stage 5. Man, that bomb dropped in the worst spot again. Yeah, I would be fine with that if once I get popular enough doing coupon codes. I mean, I have no issue even just telling people where I got my PC set up from. I could throw it on the description box in the YouTube videos, playing on emulator with Asus ProArt PC from Custom Bytes. You want to take a look? Here's the coupon code. Head over and see these guys. I'd be cool with that. All right, I'm going to take one more go at this. I got to get past stage 2 at least one more time, but next attempt past stage 2, I'm either going to beat it or I'm going to call it a night. I used to cook dinner every night, and then my wife decided she wanted to take over. I think it's because it gives her a break from watching the kids, because then when she's cooking dinner, I'm watching the kids. Which is exactly why I wanted to cook dinner every night, because then, I wouldn't get tortured, but they're a little older now, so it's a little easier. Two, 3, 4, and 5. No, that'll do it. I think you're going to have to correct the spelling on that one, otherwise I'm going to be getting a visit from the police. Just so everyone knows, and the FBI who's clearly watching, it was a spelling mistake. Yeah, my daughter's 2, and she will actually sit with me, grab the phone out of my hands to hold it, and she will watch Mitch Flower Power's Mario 3 streams, like, religiously. She loves it. I've got the picture of her in the MFP hat that I got from him. Did you say your 2-year-old's a boy or a girl? Is she the one watching on YouTube now that we have 2 viewers? Or did I actually, I had a personal best of 2 earlier, too. Taking every victory I can get. Okay, well, whoever the second person is, we thank you, and just FYI, as we said, it was a spelling error, so don't be calling the police on me. And I stopped paying attention. Alright. I'm gonna give this one more go, because that was early into stage 3. It's crazy how much more difficult this game is than Kirby's Avalanche, and they're both just reskins of... Whoa. What was the name of it? Puyo Puyo? Because Kirby's Avalanche, I think I beat on the hardest level setting in like 1 sitting. And yet, I can't get past stage 6 so far on this one. I mean, not for nothing, again, my strategies are ridiculously aggressive with the matches, but I did the same exact strategies in Kirby's Avalanche and had no issue. I think Nintendo just kind of turned down the difficulty on it. Red. Nope, don't need anything. It's funny too how at that age at 2 they start to really understand everything that goes on too, because when my wife goes to put my son to bed, because he's 1, he'll go to bed a little bit earlier than his sister, and she'll see her putting her to bed, or him to bed I should say, and she'll run the other direction because she knows. She's like, no, I don't want to go to bed yet. I'm not going with you. I didn't get to stage 3. Alright, coming up at 9:30. I'm going to make this my last attempt, even if I don't make it to stage 3. 6:30 flight in the morning. I'm going to get to bed. I'm going to get to the airport at like 5 at the latest. Luckily, Louisville is such a small airport. Comparatively, I should say. I mean, I've been to smaller, but... The smallest airport I think I remember going to for work was Dubuque, Iowa. It has 2 gates. And the only flight that's commercial that goes in and out every day is a ferry to and from O'Hare. And then Augusta, Georgia, they're pretty small too. I think they're at like 6 gates, which normally doesn't matter because who the heck's flying to Augusta, Georgia? But when it comes time for the Masters, I think a lot of people, I mean, those flights have to sell out quick. It's such a small airport. Yeah, and that was going to be my next point, is I think because it's only 2 hours, a lot of people going to Augusta for the Masters probably fly to Atlanta and then just drive. Because you have to connect. And there's only, I think, like 4 or 5 airports that fly to Augusta. Atlanta's one. I think Charlotte might be another one. Chicago, maybe. But because when I traveled for work last year, I basically used Delta exclusively, I was always going in and out of Atlanta for my connections. The only exception really was if I went to New Jersey, I would fly direct to LaGuardia. And then if I'm going to California, Seattle, anything like that, I generally will connect through Minneapolis. I'm a sales trainer and a compliance manager. So I used to be in sales. When I worked for the car dealerships, I was selling cars when I first started. Then I became a sales manager and a finance manager. I was a lot guy, essentially, when I first started. So I was in sales, and then I started working for the company I'm at now, where we work with the dealerships and we provide insurance products to the dealerships. But I'm their national compliance director and the training director. I could see that. I mean, when I was doing finance at the dealership, one of my favorite things actually was working on customers' portfolios who had really bad credit. And not only because it was a challenge to get the banks to do it, but mostly because when I would get them approved, they were so appreciative. And it wasn't like, okay, you know, let's put them in this ridiculously high interest loan and they're going to get screwed out of their money. Like, it wasn't like that. Because I wouldn't let them buy a car at a ridiculous rate that would, you know, or a ridiculous payment that was going to bankrupt them. And I killed myself on that one. It was, you know, look, the rate is high, but here's the vehicle. You said you needed to be like $300 a month. We're at $320. This is the car that it works with in order to get you there. And they would love it. They were so appreciative. But there's dealerships out there where I lied. I'm going to take one more attempt. There's dealers out there where they'll take somebody with bad credit and they'll put them in like $600 a month, and they'll say, you know, finance it for 6 months to a year, and then you can refinance. And we never did any of that. That's very uncompliant. But even when I was there at the shop, I don't remember his name because I'm horrible with names. But the guy that helped me the Saturday when I first bought the computer, I asked about the financing. Just because I had done financing for a living for so long. I'm like, what? How does the payment plan work? Is it 0%, whatever? And he's told me, he's like, yeah, don't do the financing, because at the end of the day, it's like 100%. Yeah, exactly what you just said. Because it's not technically a loan, and it's not technically a credit card. So it's not subject to the same usury laws that credit cards and like bank loans and auto loans and all that are subject to. And I'm sure it's the companies, you know, that they... Yeah, exactly, the lease to own. And in fairness, it's not even for me necessarily a Ford. It's doing the math and realizing my 20% interest rate credit card is less money than the 100% of the lease to own. But I travel so much that the credit card companies are willing to give me 0% introductory balances and balance transfers because I'm always using my cards for travel. And I try to pay them off before the 0%, but you know. See, I'm okay. I like the idea per se of lease to own for people that need a computer and you know, it's... Wait, lied about what? I don't mind lease to own, per se. I don't like when they charge, you know, ridiculous 100% rates because, you know, you're trying to help your customers out and you want them to be able to have access to the same quality that anyone else would, but those lease to own companies make credit cards look like angels. All right, I didn't make it to level 3. I'm going to try it again. Yeah, it is. It's a conflicting sentiment, and I can see it because you need, on one hand, you know, you need to make a sale. And if somebody can't buy the computer without it, you're losing the sale. But on the other hand, when they're charging somebody that huge amount of money, it's different with cars because the industry itself is regulated. So there's a bank out there for cars called Credit Acceptance Corporation. And they finance everybody, guaranteed, as long as you have a job. The basic parameters for getting financed with credit acceptance is you have to have a paycheck, like an actual pay stub paycheck. So unfortunately, if you work for yourself, it doesn't count. And then you have to have not had a repossession with them in the past, which, I mean, that kind of makes sense. But even then, if you've had a repossession with them, they'll still give you another loan if you pay off the balance of the repossession before taking the new loan. And that's the closest thing the car business has to the lease to own. And the rate depends on your state. Like in Connecticut, the max rate was 17% on used, 15% on new. In most other states, it's 25%, which is insanely high. But if they had something like that, maybe where it was instead of 6 months, same as cash, if it was like a credit card that they could give out where, the rate is kind of high, 25% APR or whatever, but certainly better than 100%. I also think part of it is that Washington and the FTC, which I'm sure they'll get right on it because, they're always listening. I don't know why I did that there. They lag pretty far behind. They have the usury laws for credit cards, for auto loans, all that, and a lot of it's done on the state level, but I'm really surprised the consumer advocates haven't looked more into lease to own. Not to eliminate it or anything, but to regulate it and just say, you have to charge no more than XYZ. I am really killing myself here. I need a little caffeine. Yeah, it really is just bureaucratic because, again, they regulate credit cards. And the other problem, not to get too much on a tangent with it, is they do not teach economics really in school anymore. And they don't teach credit and how to build credit properly in schools. So a lot of times you have people that will come along and they see 10 months, 12 months, same as cash, whatever. And they'll think to themselves, hey, great, this is 0%. But then it's really not. Or even the fun one on some of the credit cards. Balance transfer 0%, introductory 0%. But because we don't teach our children economics in school anymore, they don't know how to recognize the difference between true 0% and deferred interest. So like when you go to Bob's or Haverty's or any of these furniture stores and they say 0% for 18 months, it's like, oh great, but it's not actually zero, it's deferred. And if you don't pay it in the 18 months, all that accumulated interest for 18 months goes right to your account. I'm going to get an angry phone call from the teachers union tomorrow. Somebody's going to hear this on Twitch. And they're like, So, to clarify the statement, I'm not saying anything that's taught in our school system isn't necessary. I don't know what's taught in the school system. I just know what isn't, which is the economics of building and maintaining your credit portfolio. Which, I mean, it's important because, like it or not, ooh, that was a good one. Woo. Like it or not, almost everything we do in the country is based on credit. We buy houses on credit, cars on credit. We buy groceries a lot of times on credit and try to pay it off. And it's sometimes what makes it so difficult for people that want to move abroad or even move here from abroad is, you even want to move to or from Canada to the United States or vice versa. You don't have a credit score. You have to start over from zero. And I used to deal with that a lot at the dealership too, is you'd have somebody with a green card, a legal resident that needs to buy a car. Oh, that bomb killed me. And it's very difficult because they don't have credit. They could have had perfect credit in their country, and they come here, they have nothing. I actually am going to call it a night after this attempt, but after that massive 5 or 6 match only to lose in the next round, and I can't quit on that. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. How is this guy still going? He's hitting with like 5 different multi-matches. Ah, I got careless. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. Early flight in the morning, coming up on 10 o'clock. So if you haven't already, when you get a chance, shoot me over the link to the YouTube and email or on Discord, and I'll subscribe to that because definitely want to check out some of the Chrono Trigger runs. Probably clip a few of these too and get them in, but well, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night.